Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Time for Tea 144. If you're new here, my name is Monse, and if you're returning, like always, you're a real one. Thank you for being here, all of you, for clicking on the video. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. I also have another channel where I do readings. If you were interested in that and feel guided to, I always put my channel in the description box for both for both channels. So if you're coming from the other channel towards here, it's always in the description, and the same thing here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my other channel in the description box with you guys. When you see this video, if you feel guided to go ahead. Okay, so how are you guys? I wasn't gonna record, but hey, I always say that, and then Spirit's always, giving me the push, and I think I needed that today. So I'm here. How are you guys? Today I'm filming this on Sunday, August 24th, 2025. Okay. I don't know. I want to say that everything I have been talking about here on my channel, as far as like my family, the things that I have gone through, the things that have happened to me, right? They're not lies. Okay? They're not lies. I'm not lying. Everything I say are facts. Everything I say are facts. And not only are they facts, right? These are things that were very, very, very hidden for a really, really long time. These were things that were put in a space of, it's like when you open the box to a brand new pair of shoes, right? You wear them out, and when you come back home, you're like, I don't want to mess them up. So you put them in the box again, you close the box, and you put it very high up in your closet so nobody touched them, and no one looks at them, like that. So all these secrets about things that happened to me were put in this box and put up and like sealed with bars and all this other shit, right? So nobody could ever open this box and find out the actual truth about all these people and everything they've done to me. And so I also feel that by me not by me saying, right, oh, I don't really remember this and I really don't remember that, it helps them, right? Like you can think of it as me giving them more more tools to say, oh, well, she's lying, or well, she's this, or well, she's that. But the truth never thank you, Spirit. It sounds weird, but this is how I heard it. The truth doesn't lie. The truth never lies. Okay? The truth doesn't lie, and I ain't scared of shit. Okay? If somebody, like for example, if these bitches get exposed, right, and I have police knocking on my door talking about, oh, this is happening, what is your involvement? And I'm gonna say nothing, because I'm not involved in anything. No matter how much they're trying to involve me probably in a mess that has nothing to do with me. Because I don't talk to these people. I don't look for these people. I don't text these people. They're away. I don't care about neither of them. I don't care about none of them. I don't care about the lady that raised me, my so-called siblings, so-called uncles, so-called family members. I don't care about neither one. I don't care about neither one of them. Let alone my ex-husband. that one does hit a little bit different because I did have real feelings for my ex-husband. I loved my ex-husband, right? I devoted myself as a wife and a mother to my husband, to my kids, to my house, right? And finding out, that my fucking husband was part of the whole situation, that actually hit me like a ton of bricks. Because I really wasn't expecting that. I could definitely say I would expect it from my mother, you feel me? Because that bitch has she's been always doing shit to me since I was younger, right? Obviously, I just didn't know until what extent, but she was always doing things to me. Always. It was always like, I remember this one time. I bought 2 skirts, because my sister, I have a younger sister, so my sister would be obsessed with taking the pictures, the little Cholita pictures back in the 90s, with the, lipsticks, the brown lipsticks, and the little Cholita things. Yeah, my sister loved taking pictures like that. So I remember one time, since I knew she was so obsessed with doing these, right? I went out and I bought me and my sister pleated skirts. They weren't like schoolgirl ones. They were denim. They were jeans, and they were like pleated, super cute. So I was like, ooh, we can wear the same skirt, just a different top, and go and take pictures, right? And then I told my mom. And when I told her that me and my sister, right, we're gonna go take pictures, and I bought skirts, I don't know what that triggered inside of her. Okay, because she immediately was like, you guys are not twins. You guys look like the Doublemint twins. You don't even compare to your sister. You don't even have beautiful hair. You don't have this like your sister. And you don't have, like, why are you going to go do that? And mind you, I'm like 6 to 7 years older than my sister. 6 to 7 years older than my sister. And, hold on. And so it was almost like, well, I mean, you're old anyway, so why are you even doing that? You're this, so why are you even doing that? Like, she always got I don't know, jealous that I was hanging out with my sister, or that my sister wanted to hang out with me, or that I was making time for my sister. Like, who gets mad at that, right? If anything, all I want, if my kids, when they grow up, they don't do anything, the one thing I definitely want them to do is to have each other's back. I don't ever want them to betray each other. I want them to know that they can count on each other and love each other and respect each other, no matter what they have. No matter if one of them is in good position, right? If they have money and a good job, and the other one... Somebody doesn't want me to talk about this. I just recorded another video for my other channel, and the same thing was happening. I just kept getting interruption after interruption after interruption. Like, it was crazy. And here it is again. But, ooh, and I'm hella out of breath, too. The hell? So, yeah, so if anything, like I said, right, I don't want them to do that. I want my kids to love on each other and respect each other and not betray each other, no matter what one has or the other. Maybe one is struggling at the moment, right? And the other one is like making cool money and they have a good job. And so instead of turning around and making fun of them for it, they turn around and help their brother or their sister out that's in trouble. You know what I mean? That's what I want for my kids. And my mom was the total opposite. She would she wouldn't put us against them. She would put them against me. Because I was never against them. I was always for them. But it was kind of like they couldn't go against her. It was like if they went against her, they went against themselves. Or if they went against her, they were betraying her. It was, you know what I'm feeling right now? They probably were feeling like it's either her or her. And we can't pick her. because we already, like, I feel like they were put in a situation they had to pick me or my mom. And they probably were like, well, if we pick our sister, our mama's going to be doing to us what she's doing to her right now. So this is giving like my siblings knew, right? And so they didn't want that. So they preferred to stay in her good side. So they preferred to turn on me, right? They preferred to turn on me than to have this so-called mom, oh shit, turn on them. Is what this is giving. Hold on, guys. I'm like, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so every time she came around, something like that always happened. She would always turn, especially if it had to do with my sister. She would always turn her against me. She would always turn her against me. She would always tell her that I was jealous of her. She would tell her that I was jealous of her family, of her husband, of her kids. Because not only, right, she would tell her that. She would tell her that she needed to watch her man because I was going to take him. Because that's what I do. And then not only that, she would always tell her that I was so jealous of her because my sister has 3 daughters. At the time, right, I didn't have a daughter. I only had boys. At the time, I had 3 boys. And she would always tell my sister, she's jealous because you have the girls that she so desperately wants. And yes, I wanted a daughter. After having 3 boys, heck yeah, I wanted a daughter, right? But I didn't want her that bad, the way she made it seem. The way she made it seem. Okay? I'm sorry. It's just my son is still not home from work. And so I was just checking in, you know. Got to do the mama thing too. Yeah, so they never, she would tell her things like that. Like, she's never going to be able to have a daughter. God's not going to bless her with a daughter. And that's why she wants your life. She wants to be you. Okay. So this is, okay, so if you feel guided to, go ahead over to my other channel. I did post a video of where I'm talking about like a massive ass copycat. Right? And so maybe this is what, like this is what I'm getting. Maybe the copycat is my own damn mother. Right? Maybe my mom even was the one that wanted my sister's life. Then she was putting it on me that I wanted it. But in reality, the one that wanted it was my mom. And my sister doesn't even, it's like literally, she would always say like, oh, I wonder why mom's so mean to you. Because she loves me. Oh, yeah? Nice. Yeah, I don't know why she's so mean to you. She's always talking shit about you. So, but she would say it like funny, right? She would say joking and this and that and he and ha ha ha. Wow, and you know what I just heard? Spirit just told me, and she thought that by separating herself that she was going to escape the karma. And no, it's still coming. Because about 6 years ago now, 6 years? Yeah, about 6 years ago now. About 6 years ago now, at the time, me and my sister were still cool. My mom was nowhere around. And, my sister calls me. I had just had my baby, and my sister called me, right? Sorry, guys, I'm going to put my hair in my face. I'm straightening it, but just listen. So my sister calls me, right? My mom's nowhere around, so at this time, like I said, me and my sister are getting along super good. We're spending time together, right? Whatever. And so she calls me and she says, because I had like a real prophetic dream about her youngest daughter, right? And so I called her and I told her about her, right? And she told me that day that I was like the 3rd person that called her, telling her something along the same dreams that I had, the same dream that I had. So she went out, got a read, okay? And in that read, they told her that her mother was doing black magic on her. Right? I don't mean to laugh, but I mean the irony, right? So they tell her that she's doing black magic on her, and she's doing it so she can get a divorce, so she can lose her family, so she can lose her... Whoa, confirmation, y'all. So she can lose her stability, right? So she can lose it all, sis spirit. And she calls me and tells me, so this is what I found out. Mom's been doing this. Mom's been doing that. And from that moment on, she stopped talking to her. She stopped talking to my mom completely. When I tell you, my sister did like a whole deuces, bitches, that's exactly what she did. But see, now I don't understand why she doesn't talk to me. Okay, because I do know why she doesn't talk to my brother, and I do know why she doesn't talk to my mom, right? Because she's under the impression that they were doing this witchcraft. Yes. So then, if you know, right, that mom was doing witchcraft on me, and you were a part of it, and this, that, and the other, why aren't you talking to me? Are you ashamed of what you did? Are you ashamed of your part in it? Are you ashamed that you actually thought that by separating yourself, you have cleansed yourself from everything? I mean, is that what you really thought? You know, you can't do bad. And if you don't do the healing and you do the work, you can't be forgiven for whatever it was that you did do. Okay? Because we all do stuff. We all do things that we're not supposed to do. But there's some of us who repent and ask for forgiveness from the heart, not just word of mouth. Okay? So, yeah, I don't understand why she still doesn't want to talk to me. But I mean, at the end of the day, rejection is protection, I think. So, whatever. It doesn't really faze me. Like I said, it's been 6 years. I haven't talked to her in that long. And mind you, when I was pregnant with my second child back in 2019, she was pregnant with her third. And we were pregnant at the same time. And then that's when my mom again had nowhere to fucking go. She had nowhere to live. She was pretty much on the streets. And I picked her up and brought her to my house. Okay, my sister saw that, and from that moment on, she quit talking to me. I'm assuming she probably thought that I was supposed to be loyal to her, right? That if she had made the choice not to talk to my mom anymore because she was doing the bippity bop, that I needed to do the same thing too. That I needed to have her back in that. But then you can't expect me to have your back if you didn't have mine. When I needed you. When my mom was in her house disrespecting me, calling me a whore, telling her that I was going to steal her husband, she needed to step up and have a voice and say, no, my sister's not like that. No, my sister doesn't do that. No, Momo doesn't do shit like that. Momo doesn't take other females' men. Momo's not comfortable with being a third party for nobody. No. You stay quiet, you sat there, and you laughed. Right? Ha ha, he, hella funny, how we're torturing her. Okay? So, removing yourself from what you grew up with is all good and well, but that doesn't wipe the slate clean. You still got shit to pay. And that's that. Because you helped. Regardless if you helped a little bit or a lot, you helped. You were a part of it. And that's all that matters. And that is all Spirit sees. Spirit sees the thought, the intention that is behind that thought. So it's like if you say, I'm going to intend to hurt or harm. And then you immediately say, no. Why would, what? Me? No, I would never. God, please forgive me for that thought. I rebuke and cancel in the name of Jesus. But if you say, I'm going to intend to hurt or harm, oh, and I'm going to do this, and those wheels start to turn, obviously then right there, Spirit knows your intention. Okay? Spirit knows your intentions, that they're not good, that they don't come from a place of love. Okay? And so I guess today was the topic was my sister, because I always used to think that maybe I would always tell myself, like, maybe that's a distraction, her like not talking to my mom or not talking to my brother or not talking to me. Maybe it was a strategy of her own, not by my mom, right? But maybe it was a strategy of her own, saying, well, I'm going to stop talking to everybody, right? Everybody. No, but everybody. Every single person. My mom, my brother, my sister, my dog, my cat, the whatever. They quit talking to everybody. They quit talking to everybody. And they thought, I feel like this is something that she did strategically because she wanted either me or when everything came out into the light, that she wouldn't be I just heard salpicada, like this shit wouldn't like fall on her, right? So when it okay, Spirit is giving me this download. She probably thought by her not talking to none of us that she wasn't going to get karma. And she still is going to get karma. I feel like this probably was like a strategy of her. She thought by her separating her energy from my mom and my sister and everybody, when they got caught up, she wouldn't be at the receiving end of it as well. It would kind of be like, oh, well, nah, the sister couldn't be involved. They haven't talked to the sister in 7 years. Oh, yeah, nah, probably not. But see, what she doesn't know, or maybe what she fails to like realize still, is that my mom and my brother will sing in a heartbeat. They will snitch her out. Especially my mother. If they tell my mom, you don't go to jail if you put your son and your daughter on the chopping block, she's gonna be like, cool, and she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. Oh my God. Spirit says they're going down because they're going down, and that's that. So whatever the fuck, my mom, my brother, my sibling, my sister, my uncle, and whoever the fuck else in my family was involved, they're about to get something nice. Okay? All I say is God bless them. May Spirit, may they have mercy on your soul, on every single one of you, on my sister, on my brother, on my mother. I've already forgiven you. It helps me heal to forgive you and let you go do what you need to go do. That's what it does. I don't care. I am on a whole different playing field where you guys cannot join me. You can't do shit for me or to me where I'm at. Okay? So collective, again, speak your truth. Say what you have to say. Stop thinking that because they're family, they need to be treated as such. Because no, sometimes, what's that saying? Sometimes blood is not thicker than water, and sometimes water ain't thicker than blood. Okay? Okay? And the quicker you realize that, the sooner you'll be free. Okay? Because it took me a long time to realize that, at least when it came to my mother. My mom would steal my money. She would cash checks that were in my name. Okay, how? Don't ask me because I don't fucking know. Okay, she would cash my checks that I would get from Social Security because I was put on Social Security at the age of 21 because of my seizures. And she took all of them. She stole every single one of my checks and she would go and cash them. She did the exact same thing to my grandmother. My grandmother would get some check of some type of, because of her age, right? She was already up there in age. So she would receive some form of assistance. And once my grandma turned into, because my grandma got Alzheimer's disease. So when she got that, that's when she came in. Because then my grandmother couldn't remember. She didn't know shit. So meanwhile, my mom was like cashing all these checks of my grandmother's money and stealing her own mom's money, her own mother's money. So I mean, if she was doing that to her mama, right? Like, what chances do we got? Okay, and even her other two kids that were obedient to the darkness, they get it too. They don't get rewarded for being obedient. They don't get rewarded for being obedient. They don't get rewarded for being obedient with the dark. They don't. They just get like a nicer version of her. You know, they get the version like when she's not losing her shit, when her bibbidi bop is not working. They don't get that. They get the nicer one, but that's like about it. They don't get the nice one. Okay? They get the nice, oh, the Layla's outside. I know. They just get the nice version of her. That's about it. Hold on, guys. Oh, Mate, Anthony.
You throw that out.
Yeah, so all they get is the nice version of her. That's it. They don't get, oh my God, I just heard they don't get treats. You know how you give a dog a treat when they do a trick, right? If you're teaching them to do tricks or to obey, right? They get a treat if they do it right. They don't even get that.
This too.
So this is what I'm saying. The sooner, collective, that you realize who and just how far family members, relationships, friends, co-workers, neighbors, assistants, whoever is in your energy, the moment, right? The moment inside of you, when you start to side-eye somebody, pay attention to that. It's for a reason, especially you, because you're chosen, you're gifted. I just heard you're a seer, you see. Like, I feel like somebody here sees right through shit. So this could be that situation, right? Where maybe, like, again, I would know the kind of person my mom is, but I would still help her. Regardless of what it was. If I felt bad for her or because she was my mama, I put it away. Or she was my mom, okay. Or whatever. I still would help her out. She didn't have money, I gave her money. She didn't have a place to live, I gave her a place to live. She didn't have food, I gave her money for food. And if I didn't give her money, I would go and I would buy like $200 worth of groceries and I would take them to her house. Okay? And then my husband started maintaining her. My husband would give her money. My husband would always give her the D as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm going to tell you this, collective. If you have a family member, okay? If you have a family member that does really shady things, don't underestimate that. Shady things are just the surface. You're just barely scratching the surface. It goes deeper. Okay? No matter how much. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So Spirit is telling me to tell you this. So my mom, and I've said this before, right? We grew up very, well, at least with me, we grew up very strict. And not only strict as, pray, know God, this, that, like, she was very spiritual, okay? We were always praying and praying to God. Yes, praying to God, praying to Jesus. I remember she had this little book of prayers. I forgot what it's called, and it has Jesus on the cover of it. And I remember too, it's like a little red one. It looks very, very old school. But it was like a little red one, and it had like a bunch of prayer books in it. I'm sorry, prayers in it. And we would pray off of those every night. So, again, you say, right, well, no, they love God. Even though they do like shady shit, but no, they're of the light because they love God. No. That's what they want you to, that's what they might want you to think. So when shit hits the fan, you don't look at them a certain type of way. You don't see them for what they really are. They cloak themselves in the energy of the lights. So when shit gets exposed and shit gets put on Front Street, they are not the first ones that people are looking for. Why? Because they have cloaked themselves in the light. But they're not of the light. Pásame un agua, papi? But they're not of the light. Ponele una
more
movie.
taking stuff out and no more making a mess and tearing shit up.
No. Yeah, so they cloak themselves in lights, but they're not of the light. So when, again, shit hits the fan, they don't get exposed. This is what narcissistic people do. Narcissistic people, and this is something I just learned, okay? Narcissistic people, from day one that they meet you, they immediately start laying out the groundwork for how life is gonna be like for you and what they're gonna do in it. Okay, so that means they're already talking shit about you. They're putting out this very false narrative about you, whether you're a thief, you be spreading it wide, you're on the down low, or you're this, or you're that, or you're a dark practitioner, whatever, right? I mean, the false narratives can be a whole lot of shit, right? And so they immediately start laying down the groundwork. So then when it's oh my God, Spirit says, so when it's redemption time, and you're like, what? No, I didn't do that. That I was with who? With whose husband? So I don't even know that I didn't even know she had a husband. What are you talking about? So then enters the next stage, right? After creating that false narrative, right? And then people are telling you about it and you're like, what? Hell no. Comes collective is crazy and they're delusional. Look at them over there. I've never done that. I'm not a husband stealer. Look at them over there acting all crazy. That just shows that they are guilty. Because they wouldn't be acting so aggressive if they were guilty. Right? No. And you're not even being aggressive. You're forcing people to hear you and nobody's listening. Because there's a difference. And so instead of people like saying things like, wait, let's think about this for a second. Like, why would this person say that about collective, but collective is saying that it's not true? Maybe we should think about it. No, bitches don't say that. Bitches believe the lies. Why? Because motherfuckers is nosy. Bitches love gossip and being nosy and all this other crap. They love that shit. They love it. And that's why they do it. That's why they do it. And so it's more fun, right? It's more enjoyable to hear the lie. The hell?
What?
Nothing. The car was going, some kid was running right next to it.
Like, don't forget me.
I know, right? Dame el agua, papi.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys.
I feel like a freaking marching band.
Thank you. Why?
No, freaking like, you there, you there, you there. Like, freak. Oh my God.
Hold on, guys. It's because, yeah, so the faster, okay, where was I? Yeah, so now comes in that you're crazy, right? Like, oh my God, look at them over there, delusional, right? But people believe the lies. They love the drama, right? Oh my God, really? Collective? For real? You know, they love all that shit. So that's why people believe it. Okay? Whoever it is in your family, right? Like this person, like for me, like I said, it's my mother, right? She knew exactly what to say. She knew exactly what to say. She knew exactly what to do to make people believe that, you know, what she was saying about me was true, because a lot of people did believe it. You know, some have woken up to it, some have not, and the ones that have woken up to it, talk to me. They talk to me. There's even boyfriends that my mom has had that they call me, they text me, see how I'm doing, if everything's okay, how are the babies, oh, it's just stopping by to say hello type shit. She had, out of all the men that my mom has had, because this bitch has had a lot, sometimes more than one at a time, my mom always had from 2 to 3 to 4 guys at the same time. She was sleeping around with every single one of them, taking their money, regardless if they were married or not. So this is another thing that a narcissist does. Everything that they love to project. Every single little thing they are doing, they are projecting it onto you. That's why you're like, wait, what? It's almost like when you get the news, you're like, stop lying. For real? But yet you can't say, right? For example, for me, I couldn't say, oh, well, my mom's the whore. Because I have morals, you guys, okay? And not because she gave them to me, okay? It's because I have them. I have morals, right? And I would always say that. But I would always say this in my head. I would say, wait a minute. Why are you out here calling me all types of whores and sluts? When you do that, you sell yourself for money. That's how you have your stuff, because you give it up to have what you have. I said it in my last video, right? That my mom has... Yeah, what happened?
You were in my room?
Yeah, I meditated in your room today.
Yeah, that's fine, but just don't block the curtain, because you were freaking blocking the airway from coming in. Like
from the curtain?
No, it's because you had the curtain right in front of that part of the window where I had it open.
Oh.
Blocking my airflow.
Oh my God. You weren't even there. Oila, metela, yeah. She's been out all day. I punished her. She's been out all day. I punished her ass. Okay, bye. No, bye. I'm mad at you, girl. Oh my dog. My bad, y'all. But, yeah, so for me, it was my mom. And I would always think that in my head, like, why are you calling me this and calling me that when I know you're the one doing it? But I would never tell her anything. I would confront her about why she's calling me these names, right? But I wouldn't tell her, like, why are you calling me this when you know damn well you're with 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 of those have women, right? I would never tell her that. I would never confront her like that. Because in my mind, at the end of the day, right, this is still my mom, and I still need to show her some level of respect. But it was really hard to find, because she's not a respectable person. Okay? She's not a respectable person. So then comes the next stage, right? You looking crazy. When things start to unravel and unveil, and maybe people start asking questions, you start asking questions, right? And then now, not only is a false narrative is a lie, now you're crazy and delusional. Hence, what I said in the beginning makes it true, because look how they're acting, right? And so then people are like, they were right. Look at Collective over there acting all cuckoo. Okay, when in reality, they're the ones who are batshit crazy. That's what I just heard that. They're the ones who are batshit crazy, not you. not you. Okay, collective? Continue telling your story. Continue telling your story. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad. Don't feel sad, because they weren't ashamed, right? They didn't feel bad. They weren't sad. They didn't give a fuck that they were doing this to a family member. They didn't give a fuck that they were doing this to a best friend. They didn't give a fuck that they were doing it to a co-worker that has been on the job for 20 years and does their job to the T. They didn't know that they were doing all of this to a chosen child of God who is highly blessed and highly favored. They didn't know none of that. Whew. But they about to find out, says Spirit. But they about to find out if they haven't found out already. Okay? So don't you ever feel ashamed of telling your story and speaking your story, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, no matter what you've done, no matter what you did to cope. Okay? No matter what actions you took to cope, it does not matter, collective. God is not looking at that. I don't know why I keep saying that. Maybe somebody feels that God is not going to forgive them because of how they coped when they were going through their situation, or with the choices you made to go through a situation. I said that in my last video, right? About somebody maybe like having to become a stripper or to sell their body or work as a what's that other an escort or something like that, right? Just to be able to put a sandwich in their stomach. 4141, as I'm saying that, Spirit is not looking at that, because Spirit knows why you did it. Spirit knows that you were doing it just so you can survive. That's that. Spirit knows that. And that's why Spirit is saying, like, it's okay. It's okay. It does not matter. A lot of us chosen ones have had abuse, physical, mental, okay, emotional, sexual, like all forms of abuse. And then because of that, then we in turn abuse drugs, alcohol, gambling. Maybe some of us are homeless, living on the streets. I've shared that story with you guys here, how I was homeless, living on the streets. I've told you guys that before. You know, so a lot of people that are chosen or that have been called to do the work of God have not had it easy. And because they haven't had it easy, therefore they make the choices that they think are best or necessary to make things easy for themselves until it's time for them to wake up. Okay? So don't be ashamed or feel bad or feel sad for leaving these people behind, for choosing you, okay? For loving up on you and telling these bitches deuces. Don't you ever feel bad for that, okay? And don't you ever feel bad for the story that you carry, because that story is going to motivate somebody else. That story is going to change your whole entire life, and maybe somebody else's as well. 333, as I said that. You're here, you're the change. You're here to make the change. So make the change. Put that in the comments. I am making the change here and now. Put it in as an affirmation. I am making the change now. Here and now I make the change. There you go. Affirmation. Here and now I make the change. 444, as I'm saying that. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And let me actually, hold on. Actually, let's do this one. Let's do a healing card. Okay, this is the Heal Yourself reading cards. Wow, interesting. And I said because you chose yourself, because you love yourself. And that's literally on the bottom of the deck. It says self-love. Self-love, because you chose yourself, collective, okay? Anything, Spirit? it says intuitive guidance to transform your soul. Maybe that is your story. Getting your story out there is an intuitive guidance for you to transform your soul. Thank you, Spirit. Maybe some of you already feel that you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. I've never told anybody this. I never told anybody that, and bro, I shuffled. You guys saw, and it was on the bottom of the deck again. So maybe you have been intuitively guided to tell your soul, or to talk to your soul, or to speak from your soul. And this is just a confirmation that you need to go out and do it. Okay? And that's why probably I keep saying not to feel ashamed of who and what you are, and who you've become, and who you're going to be, and on this path that you're in. Anything, Spirit, for the collective? Any message for the collective that they need to know here and now, please and thank you. Continue self-love. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. You're staying grounded. Okay, meditate, pray. Yeah. Somebody needs to practice their self-love. If you're already in this energy, continue. And if you haven't started, it's time to wake up and start loving on you and stop loving on people that don't fucking deserve it. Okay? You're the Phoenix rising. Yeah, you will rise above whatever the fuck that you have been going through or these people put you through. Yeah, no, you have risen. You have risen from it. And that is the reason why right now you are in self-love energy. This wants to talk. Patience. And this requires that. This journey requires patience. Because when you are having a spiritual awakening and you realize that you have been chosen to do the work of God, it takes a lot of patience to heal, to understand the why, to get your to receive your blessings, to move on. All of this it required patience. It required patience, but you found it. That's why you're in self-love energy and you have risen. Thank you, Spirit. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, subscribe. Adios.